Hello, lovelies. Welcome to Talk About It Tuesday. So people get to see this later. I get to edit out all that other crap. So welcome. And occasionally I'm going to look back and forth because yes, I'm on two cameras. I could lie. I may look at the tablet more often because yeah, you can't tell what I'm looking at. So, let's talk about 2020. So it was a bear, wasn't it, for everybody? As horrible as it was, some really good things came out of it. Some bad things, of course, too. And I know a lot of people had friends in the hospital, family, people that died. But let's start way back in January. I start off the year on a bad note. At the end of 2019, actually, on Christmas Day evening, came home and I got the flu. And standard type A flu, got tested. And it really wasn't bad. I've had the flu way worse before. I did not get a flu shot in 2019. I did last year for the first time ever. I've not had the flu in probably, officially the flu, been tested and everything in like, I don't know, 15 or 20 years. But I remember when it was really bad. And so I had this flu and, I went over to a family member's house and started not feeling well. But I thought it was because I was drinking a lot of wine and I was getting hot flashes or something. So anyway, I went home and, it was cool outside and I was grateful it was. It was chilly because it was, just really hot. I'm like, what's wrong? Go to bed, wake up, and I'm running like 104, which really freaked me out because I can't remember the last time I think that's actually the highest fever I've ever run. But amazingly, I didn't get a whole lot of the body aches and stuff. It was truly 24, 48 hours. And I got on the flu stuff. I forgot the medicine they give you. And that was pretty good. I felt pretty good after that. Not too bad. I did have to quarantine, and this is before even COVID. We're talking again. And I was wearing masks and the urgent care. They told me, please wear a mask because the flu is contagious. And yeah. And so I got over it pretty quickly, but I did miss New Year's. And I was like, 2020, I'm going to miss Roaring 20s and coming into the new Roaring 20s. And I think this is going to be awesome. And I'm really planning, and I think this year's going to be fantastic. And then, of course, I went to hell in a handbasket. But we'll get there. So January was, I stuck to my guns. I said I was going to refurbish my computer, which I did. I downloaded the new Microsoft download. I took care of a bunch of things, went through all my files, everything, Word files, photo files, and got them all taken care of. Everything put in place and deleted old files and did a great job, bang up job on my computer. And it took a good 2 to 3 weeks off and on working on it. There was one day I worked on it for like 8 hours. I think that's the day I did my Windows upload. So I think there was hockey in town. I'm not the biggest hockey fan, but I like it. And so I posted a few places I went to see. It was the All-Star game. And it was about time St. Louis had it because the Blues here are one of the bigger hockey teams. And I was thrilled for them to get it. So I watched it on TV and I was outside for part of it for the pre-concert. Now they do concerts and all kinds of stuff. And Green Day was a performer. They were great. And that's on my YouTube channel, by the way, if you want to see it. They sang like 3 songs and it was fabulous. Again, Talk About It Tuesday. We made it through January and I'm talking about 2020. And I totally forgot I was in St. Louis Magazine in January. How could I forget? It was so cool to be featured as the caretaker for the museum. Get to February and I had a huge steampunk show. It was Steampunk 5 and I got to judge it. It was so cool. I put together some really awesome art. And again, that is, all of these things like I do are on my YouTube channel. So if you miss it here, you don't get to see it here, check that out. It's Steampunk Countess. I'm like Steampunk Countess everywhere on my social media. So let's fast forward then to March where, COVID hits and everything shuts down and it's really freaky. I have friends that think they may have had it as early as February, March, don't know. But nothing happened to me basically from March to May. I was lucky enough I got unemployment. The museum that I live in, I live in a museum. For the folks that don't know me, I'm a caretaker for a small historic house. And so nothing nothing happened. It was kind of nice. I mean, there was construction going on a new wing that we're working on, but it was pretty quiet. It was the nicest kind of non-vacation I've had in a long time, because I haven't taken a vacation in a long time. And for a creative person to get time off is just, nice, because you usually have to work a day job or you work your small business to death, which is what I was doing. I just kind of worked on, I thought, getting stuff together, figuring out what I was going to do with books. And because with everything being closed down, and then it took me a while to get my full unemployment. So during that waiting period of about a month, which was kind of crazy and scary, and I made it through. I just tried to focus on where 2020 I was going to re-release all my books wide, and I started that, but I didn't get much further than I wanted to because of COVID. So we get to June. June 1st was crazy because, of course, if you're not from the United States, that's when all the civil unrest started. It's public knowledge that, there were some extremist protesters tried to set the museum on fire. Don't know why exactly. It's kind of been pinpointed. Long story short, basically helped the museum not catch on fire, which was great. People should protest when they don't agree with something. If it's your civil rights, yes, but please don't burn shit down. That's just how I feel about it. So after that, and things calmed down a little bit, I knew I wasn't still going back to work yet. The city was starting to slowly, some things were opening back up, but not much. I re-registered my car and did some things like that, because all of a sudden I had a little extra money. I got my car done and some things that I've been waiting on and bought. Yeah, I did some shopping. I could lie, but most of it was stuff I just really needed and stuff just to survive. So after the civil unrest, and you have some time, one of my other caretaker friends, we shot at Oakland House, and Oakland House is another historic home. And I'm in the Campbell House, and it was just fantastic. This was in early June, and then I came back a few weeks later with 2 other models and that model, and we had a blast. And June ended up being a much better month, than it could have been. Because like I said, it started off with trying to keep a fire out, and I got shot at and rocks thrown at me, and it's just... You go, okay, this is crazy. But you end it with some really good. If one good thing came out of 2020, it's my photography game. Even you can laugh, I shoot with my iPhone. It was on fire. I have shot such cool things this year. Last year was good. I thought I couldn't top it. Oh yeah, I did. And these pictures are amazing. And they're all new book covers, which was cool, because then a friend of mine designed them for me. So you guys can see those too. Those are coming up. July, I actually had a COVID scare. I had also taken this time to, in 2020, to start seeing a new chiropractor. And they got it in their office, and it's been COVID. So I had a COVID scare. I ran a little fever, and I didn't feel well for a weekend, but nothing bad. And my test came out negative. But then again, I waited 10 days. I don't know. I may never know if I really had it. I had some things afterwards that made me wonder if I did. I started losing some of my hair and some weird things like that. But I'll never know, other than I got a negative. So I was so happy. And by then, I had to quarantine again. And so, quarantined again, and I just chilled out, stayed at home, didn't bother anybody. I had friends bring me food, and so yeah, it was all good. I came out of that okay. Fast forward to August, and actually the end of July into August, was going back to work, and it was just really strange with, we all have to sterilize and wear masks, and because both places I work are, tourist attractions. And we get some really cool people, and some things were happening. And, people were excited to be back, but then a lot of places count on, volunteers. And so we were really short on volunteers for both places. But I was glad to have both places to go back to work too. Which leads me to September. So, a bunch of stuff that I was counting on in September got canceled. PendCon got canceled. Early in the summer, June, I was hoping to go back up to June, hoping to go up to Canada, and that got canceled. And yeah, it just kind of sucked. It didn't happen. But I did squeeze in a tour with Gateway Steampunk Society, private tour down on the landing. And so if you didn't see that, it's on my blog, mysteampunkproject.wordpress.com. And I got to go ahead and give a great haunted tour and do it my way. When I've done tours for other people, they're like, do this, this, and this. I'm like, no, let's do my skinny. So that's what I did. And I got those. They were pretty fantastic. That tour was a lot of fun. We also had a garage sale with the museum, and we sold some cool stuff, which was awesome. So then we're going to get to this last quarter of the year, which was banana. And I'm actually flipping through my old planner because it sounds like 2020 what? Which led to the end of the year. I had another like COVID scare because somebody got COVID at work, but I didn't get it. But I had these bad bug bites and actually had to go to the doctor. But from like August to December, I kid you not, I had maybe 6 days off. It was insane. It was just the amount of tours at both places and working. October, we had special tours. We had the Morning Society tour, and which was fun. The Victorian Morning Society comes and to the Campbell House, and we talk about Victorian death traditions, which plays into a lot of my steampunk and history and learning that kind of fun stuff there. Great group. We had a blast, and I got some couple good photos from that. Great groups, even though it was small. And we had our standard, like, people show up, and so I was happy. I also, at this point, re-released the two first digital books. So September and October were really good. I re-released The Long Moonlight, the first short story of my short story series, and that's a vampire series, and that's for adults, you know, very much adults. The second one was A Stairway, which is the start of my Steampunk Society series, and it is a short story just to invite people to see. Now, both of those, by the way, are free on my Square store. So if you go up into my, anywhere on my blog, my links are there, and on TikTok and other places, I'm putting my link tree. So my website is there. And that was a really good thing that happened in December. We'll get there, but I got the website up at last. So that was awesome. I started it in May, and like everything else, COVID just delayed. So that also brings me to writing is, I was writing sporadically and getting stuff done. I started a horror book that I'm working on. Yeah, I'm going to branch into horror because I really like it. And the third of the first Society book is got some gothic horror elements to it. And I, wanted to branch out and do some different things. I started writing that. I started writing spin-offs to other series that I've been working on. But it was really hard to knuckle down and get back to editing. It just was like, especially with all the work I put in from August to December was just nuts. It's like I went from, working a few hours a week to suddenly it was like over 50. I'd come home, and especially at the end, I was exhausted. But like I said, October was a pretty fun month, and the Gateway Steampunk Society also came over and had a little haunted event. And now, I did want to tell you, it's still coming. I have some more pictures from the Morning Society that I have to share, so that'll be all on my social media. And I went live on Facebook. This is before I really got my TikTok going, with my friend Sabrina. So that's still coming. I have video of the haunted tour we did. And she had a pendulum. We went to the house. So we did a little paranormal investigation. And yes, just to tease you all, yes, you need to watch, because I will be posting links to where you can watch it. And we did about 90 minutes in the house. I will edit out some really super boring parts, but I need to review the footage, because I'm sure it would not surprise me if we see some things going on in there. So yeah, so October was pretty awesome. We'll go to November. I hope I'm not boring you folks to tears. This is just a rerun to help keep me grounded and figure out what in the hell was going on. Again, November, Thanksgiving, it ended up again not having much of a Thanksgiving. I did have one friend come over and brought me food. I chilled out, because at that point I was already feeling the pressure of what kind of craziness was going on. And then we got to December, and of course we had the Garden Glow, and then we had holiday tours. and at the museum and at the garden. And Garden Glow, if you didn't check out my TikToks and other social media, posted lots of fun pictures, and they were gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. So really, and some of it's kind of fun and trippy. So, and I dressed up because I felt like it. With Halloween, like I said, all the big Halloween events that I always go to went online. The Central West End Halloween, Witches Night Out, all this stuff got canceled. So I was just grateful to, the Harry Potter night at the Science Center got canceled. I was just grateful to be having places to go, even if it was work. For the Morning Society night, of course, I wore morning black, and for Christmas, I wore my Christmas Victorian dress, and like I said, for the Glow, I wore my medieval dress. So that was a lot. So December ended off not so bad. Celebrated some Christmas, like Christmas, New Year's I spent at home drinking, had some wine. I was lucky to have leftovers. I mean, I had, again, people brought me food at different times. Shout out to my friends Wendy, my friends Michelle and Patty, good friends of mine. My sister came in town. That was awesome, Julie. And it was not so bad at the end of a year. I had a lot of friends, like I said, get sick and stuff. So I chalk it up as being, a learning experience. I'm grateful to be alive. In order for me to make changes, I realize that I can't keep doing what I did like the last 2 years, which is the holidays come and everything goes to hell. And I mean, this year it started really early. It was like, it started like crazy right after you get to Halloween, and I love Halloween, so I celebrate it as much as I can. We went straight into the holidays, and I was, doing the day job and not doing my creating. And so I can't do that again. So I've already decided next year I've got to be at a point with my creating and art and drawing and, my steampunk stuff that, I can't keep going that way. It's got to be maybe working 2-3 days a week at the most and have the rest of the time to finish my stuff, because that was just insanity. There was mornings I woke up and I'm like, oh, I really have. One day in particular, I remember I got up and I was so sore and so tired. I really didn't think I was going to make it to work. I felt so bad. I made it. Unfortunately, it was kind of a quiet day. I felt like I slept through it all. It wasn't super busy, but yeah, I can't do that. I got to take care of myself. So that is my 2020 in review. So what happened and all the craziness and being, like I said, at the front line of pretty much everything. Not the COVID as much, although I had, like I said, a couple of COVID scares, one in particular, and the social unrest and stuff. So I had a front seat to that. But it's led to 2021. Which so far has been interesting, of course. I don't delve into politics too much, guys. I just, we have rights and just do them. Be a good neighbor, be a good human being. That's all I'm going to say about that. But for 21, I'm excited because now things are actually, it's like, we finally got past this log jam where, and I work the elections too. I even totally forgot about that. But I got past this log jam of all this work, and I've got my apartment pretty much how I like it. I've got to get the rest of the stuff out of my storage unit, but now I've got 7 or 8 novellas coming out, and all these short stories, things that I've been editing along and knuckling back down to it. So it's like every other month there's going to be something coming out on my website. Like I said, I got to finish that and get that up. So the basics are on there. So if you missed a big announcement, yeah, with everything going back on, hopefully, like COVID will die, and we'll have Big River Steampunk Festival. So I'm going to Big River. I'm working on organizing one of the events. I can't say too much more than that, other than it's coming. I'm going back to PenCon. I had my table last year, got moved to this year, and those are going to be back to back. So I'll probably get 2 weeks off work, which will be awesome. I don't know what that's been like, really. I mean, the COVID, like I said, that was time off, but it was really strange. It wasn't like I got to go anywhere, but I didn't have to go to work. So, okay, we'll call it even. So I'm looking forward to both of those, and then all the books and things coming out. Working on some other projects that are kind of under wraps. But if you go to the website, like I said, I'll, link it up later on. Again, just go to my link tree if you're on TikTok, or my steampunkproject.wordpress.com. The links are there to my website. You can get the first vampire story free and the first steampunk story free. And these are the leading stories that are free of both series, the whole vampire series and my whole Marvel-esque, DC-esque, steampunk universe that I've been building for a long time. And so those just give you a little introduction to a couple of the characters and what's going to be coming up soon. I'll also have the mystery boxes, so they're going to be like swag boxes, subscription boxes that you can subscribe. You don't know what you're going to get, but there's going to be cool stuff in it. So it'll be mostly like steampunk swag. Every once in a while, maybe some of my little doggy art stuff, but you'll get a couple cool things, maybe 3 or 4 things. It depends. I'd really love to hear back for people to comment, like, what they would like to see in a box. Because I always have jewelry. Jewelry is easy to make, and I love making it. And I make really unique stuff. I've seen lots of steampunk jewelry people, and nobody does what I do, which is really awesome. I do some things that's close to what other people do, but I do a lot of original stuff. And things like chokers, rings, glovelets, bracelets. I've done some really cool necklaces and hats. So if you subscribe, you get some of that stuff first. Also, if you subscribe, and choose to follow my website, get on my newsletter list, which you have to do. You have to provide email for me to deliver, PDF or electronic files. But once you're on that, then I can go ahead and get you on the list to be the first to read the big books. And you can sign up to be an ARC reader. That means advanced reader copy, where you'll get a copy before anybody else. And if you'd like, then you can sign up for that. And possibly free or very inexpensive, but you get first by being on the website and buying from there first. Now, I'm everywhere else. I'm on Amazon, Barnes & Noble Nook, Kobo, which is kind of like the Amazon of Canada. They're pretty big up there. I'm on, it's called Drafted Digital. They have their own bookstore, and they filter out to a few others. So if you're in Europe, they do Trulia, not Trulia, I forget the name of it. Oh gosh, you guys, I'm sorry, it's been a long day. But there's like an Italian and a French bookstore that I'm in. Theirs too. I'm in some retailers, or will be. They're all linked into this. Oh, how could I forget? Google Books and Apple or iBooks. Yeah. So all the short stories are in all those places, but they're not free everywhere. I know Barnes & Noble is free digitally. So, and again, these are the short stories that kick off, not the actual books yet, but they are coming. So that is my 2020 and so far to 2021. And a quick snippet, I promise, a preview of Mardi Gras. So I love Mardi Gras. So I am working on not just only a new steampunk show that's going to be in February, but I'm doing some more masks. If you follow my pages, you know I love the bunny masks. I've made a bunch and I've sold them. I think I've made 4 or 5 at this point. Really cool looking, really unique. Everybody says they kind of look like the, I forgot the name of the characters from BioShock. So they're really, really awesome. I'll be thrilled if you all take a look at those, go through some of my social media things. I'll try and post some of them. But they're just incredible. They're a lot of fun. So I have a lot of masks coming that I'm working on, and they will be in the store if you would like to buy them. So thank you all for watching. As always, thank you for watching. That's my Mardi Gras preview. That's 2020. It's wrapped up. Please check out the website. I've got so much steampunk stuff coming. It's going to be amazing. I'm coming to Big River. I'm coming to PennCon. PennCon is a big author book conference. And so if you love to read, that's a cool thing. That's in St. Louis. Big River Steampunk Festival is in Hannibal. So right now, those are both that's on the first 2 weekends in September. And I'm excited. Hopefully COVID will die. Like I said, we can all, party and have fun. I'll have books, and my steampunk books will be out by then, and the vampire series. So again, check out the website if you want to subscribe and get a subscription box. It'll be a mystery box. You're not knowing what you're going to get. I'm going between $15 and $25. So I'm looking to see, and that will include postage. So you won't have to pay postage. You just buy it. It will, however, unfortunately, I do have to collect tax. That's kind of changed. But again, I got away from my Etsy. Some of you folks, if you haven't watched me for very long, I was on Etsy for a long, long time. I mean, I think I signed up initially like in 2010, 11, and really got it going in 2012. And they just changed so many things in the last 4 or 5 years that it's almost impossible, to make money without spending a lot of money with them. And I just can't afford to do that. I can't afford to advertise and do their targeted marketing because I make really unique things. I don't make cookie cutter things. A lot of people do, like chocolate bombs or, cocoa bombs. They all look the same, or, this kind of thing. My stuff's really unique. So it doesn't really attach well to Etsy's audience anymore. I remember when they said they wouldn't allow people to do, sell tarot cards or anything that might be mystical, I'm like, okay, I don't know, maybe they're afraid of the black magic, which is, I find to be silly. And now they do, and now they sell adult toys and things like that. And before they were all like, no, we're not going to do any of this. And, somebody complained that something was mildly erotic, and I was like, that's an abstract scorpion, okay. So I still have a storefront on Etsy, but yeah, I went back to doing a website last year, and I'm working on getting it completed. So, comment below if you think you have a level that you would want to subscribe and get something every month or every other month from me. Probably surprise people. I'll be honest, the second or third one will probably have the actual first books in them, not just digital copies. And again, the digital copies are free of the first vampire series and the first steampunk series. So you can go to the website, and it's, again, the website on my TikTok, it's in my link tree. If you're on Facebook, it's on my, I think it's just on the page, my link, or you can just go to the blog and all my social media links and stores in there. So I want to thank y'all for joining me. It's been real. It's been fun. It's been a long day, but I did want to promise to talk about it Tuesdays and get back into talking about my work and what I do. Thank you. I'm going to wrap this one up, guys. As always, thank you for watching. Catch you soon. Check out my blog, my steampunkproject.wordpress.com, or any of the social media that you're watching right now. And catch me there. I always link up everything to everything else. So if you're not on a certain platform, I don't want you to miss out. And I know a lot of people are migrating from different social media for whatever reasons. And hey, you know what, folks? You need to do what makes you happy and what platform you feel best serves your purpose. Right now, even though I am on both TikTok and Facebook Live right now, I am so hot on TikTok, where creators are allowed to create and share their work, and they still have organic reach. So yeah, it took me like 2 or 3 weeks to be able to go live and build that kind of following on TikTok. Meanwhile, I've been stuck between 500 and 700 people, on Facebook. So, and with all the changes they got. So I'm not going to rant anymore. Thanks, everybody. Love you all. Be safe, be well. Come see me. More steampunk stuff coming soon. Stay awesome. As always, thank you for watching. Bye. Please like, subscribe, and shop. As always, thank you for watching. Cheerio.